Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I'm exhausted from doing this clip that we're getting ready to watch today. I've been working on this for 2 days, and it's just been an exhausting journey getting to where it is that we are. This is definitely one of those podcasts or one of these broadcasts where I deserve every apple that I get, because this right here took so much out of me, just spiritually, physically, just all of that. And part of the reason I'm going late, coming on so late, is because I just really didn't have it in me. I had to really build myself back up, because many of you out there, I'm sure you're energy sensitive, and I am energy sensitive, and just being in the vibration of these people, it has just been very draining, and I can't wait until this is over. But I feel like there are so many lessons here. That we need to talk about, because yeah. Let me continue to get ready. All right, you know what this means. You know where we're at. We're at the final song. Hey, say it with me. Come on. Say it with me. Hey. Come on. Type it out. Boom, boom, into my room. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, into my room. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, 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 hey. You know what? We gotta get live on these other platforms before we turn up. Let's get live on LinkedIn. We are live on Twitter, and we are live on Facebook. Hey! Woo, woo, woo. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. I am your host, Tanya TKO. Welcome in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and today, we're talking about Fresh and Fit again. Exposed in the manosphere. Oh my gracious goodness me, oh my. Listen, so what are we talking about today, right? Today we're going to be discussing these two podcasters. For those of you who do not know Fresh and Fit, let me see if I can get here. For those of you who do not know who Fresh and Fit are, let's see. We are discussing these guys right here. It's not, hold on. I gotta bring it to a different screen. I don't typically use that screen. I have 3 monitors. I don't typically use the third one, but we'll bring it to the second. Here we go. This is Fresh and Fit right here. For those of you who do not know who they are, right? They are a group of podcasters who have a very toxic platform where they degrade and denigrate women, and they, oh God, you know what? As a matter of fact, let's get into this, right? Let me show you a sample of how they get down on their podcast, right? And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a clip that I put together. They were on this podcast. They're doing a press run right now because the formula for many of these melanated men, because whether or not they're both Black is a different story. And I want you to really keep your eyes open when I start pointing things out in this broadcast. So nonetheless, let me show you what types of stuff they talk about on their podcast. And then I'm going to show you the clip that they went viral for, because the formula for many of these melanated men is to disrespect Black women. And then once you disrespect Black women, then you get all of these shares and likes because people from other communities are staring and offering accolades, and we are their entertainment. That Schadenfreude that we talked about the other day, feeling that sense of enjoyment from other people's pain and suffering. And for some reason, people see Black women and the strength and beauty and regalness that we exude. And people relish on wanting us to just be beat down at the bottom of the barrel and be, I'm going to be really honest with you all. Today's video just is, to be really honest, it took a lot out of me to even get up to do this video because the content is so draining. It's so low vibration.
You guys, this, like I said before, why the hell are you?
And you see, he's screaming. God, it's a lot. Listen, as I said in the pre-show, I deserve every apple I receive during this broadcast because I really, really, really extended myself to get this here done for you all. Because you can even see in my face and my rostro, even the rostro looks tired just starting the broadcast. It's unbelievable. So let me, I'm disoriented because this is just a lot. And I'm sorry to have to bring this to you all, but it's like, there's so many lessons here that we need to pay attention to. So here we go. All right. Yeah.
you guys this. Like I said before, why the hell are you going to pay full price for a goddamn car that's been used? What women don't understand is men don't ask for much, okay? If I'm going to take you seriously as a girlfriend and or a wife, my only real request is that you don't embarrass me and fuck other guys, okay? But they have the fucking gall to sit here and say, yeah, insecure. No, you dumb bitch. I'm not fucking insecure. I'm very secure in my goddamn confidence. I don't want to fucking wife up no hoe, all right? And I'm tired of women out here telling dudes, small dick energy, you're insecure, da, 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 da. Bitch, I'm not going to the Lamborghini dealership with 300 bands to pay $200,000 pay $300,000 for a Lambo with 200,000 miles on it, bro. It's bullshit. We need to start holding these women accountable. You want a dude that's 6 feet tall, $100,000 a year, gonna protect you in times of danger, take care of you, be a leader, 6-figure nigga, abs, all this extra shit, but you can't even be a fucking decent woman and not be a slut? Fuck out of here, bro. I need you guys.
So you get a sense for how they behave and how they act, and he's talking about small dick energy, small dick, of course. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if you were to guesstimate, because we already know. And the thing is, we're going to see him on a panel with other men. And you're going to see how these men shrink into themselves. And then I'm going to show you, because we're going to see. Yeah. I hope that didn't blow out the sound on the broadcast. But let me show you this. This is the clip that they went viral for.
Which are traits of feminine women. What's her gram?
What's Instagram?
Dude,
again?
you got a lot of love today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. it's not because like most black girls are like annoying. How to put this? Ratchet, and they don't know how to like be
Carry
reserved.
themselves.
You're like the complete opposite.
You are not the
props to you.
stereotype.
Yeah,
You are not the
You are
stereotype.
not the same. That's
Aw.
awesome.
So, yeah, so we'll give you that compliment. too.
What's
It's
your
been a pleasure.
Instagram?
It's Crystal.
What about the black dating app?
Okay. This is a lot. All right. So then there's another part of this clip that I want you all to see. It's going to be down at the bottom.
Called black.
Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like
Nah,
that.
man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
So,
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so
All right. So you heard the way they were speaking about black women. We don't dabble in the dark. We're not down with the brown. They went viral for this clip. And after going viral on this clip, they're now on a press run where people are giving them more airtime to be able to spread their toxic, misogynistic frequencies. And one of those podcasts that they went on to is this podcast called Flagrant 2. And there are a few different men of different ethnicities on this podcast, and they really hold his feet to the fire. And I want you all to see that. But I want you to hear this clip again.
Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like
Nah,
that.
man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
So,
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're,
Listen, sometimes if they're red bone, I just want you to get that. Because none of the people on the podcast actually brought up what it is that they really truly said, or maybe they don't know what a red bone is. And for those of you out there who don't know what a red bone is you know how white people's cheeks get very flush because they're so light, you can see the flush underneath. Well, a red bone is a black person whose skin is so light that you can see the flush underneath. They're called red bones for, well, whatever damn reason. But that's the basic gist of it. All right. So I'm going to pull up the clip that I made. And so just brace yourself. It's a long clip. So we're going to be on here for about an hour and a half going through this. I make long form content for you to watch while you're at work or cleaning and when you have the time to really listen and dive in. So I am your host, Tanya TKO, and I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral content as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your own life. And these guys right here, they're suffering from a plethora of different identity issues going on behind the scenes with them. You can tell from the way that they speak and the way that they behave yet that there's a self-loathing that exists in there. And this is going to be one of two different broadcasts that we're going to do, breaking down the Schulz show, because this, or Flagrant 2, because it needs to be picked apart. All right. It needs to be picked apart. So let's see if we could get this. All right. There we go. All right.
Your
Dabble in the
preference is dabble in the dark.
Yeah. So
the Knight Rider shit was funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Now, it's
David
not.
Hasselhoff, man. I always say
Here's
it.
the thing. Knight
not
Rider
funny.
is looked at as fucked up because you're saying you don't do it. But if I was a white dude and I'm like,
All right. So I want to introduce you to some of the people as I have come to know them, right? Because this is my first time actually seeing. I saw a little clip that they did on Fresh and Fit. This is how they ended up on the podcast in the first place. So this dude right here, his name is Andrew Schulz. He is a Jewish married man. He identifies himself as white, I guess. I'm not exactly sure, because when he was speaking, it seemed as if he was coming from a white standpoint. He, you can tell, is the alpha of the show. And you can, by the time we get towards the end of the show, I want you to just take a look at his body language, because you can see him as the alpha really carving out his territory. And you can hear from the things that he says, etc. But we're going to jump into that more in the second video that we do on this. But let's
bro, I'm a
continue.
Knight Rider, bro. I
No
only
one better than
I
I.
love Knight Rider. Might be racist too.
Yeah, and so you see, one of the things, God, there's a lot to discuss inside of this video, and I'm going to be stopping a lot because the video is long. It's about 20. Actually, I chopped some of it out. So it's about 18 minutes of footage, right? This guy right here, I can tell that a lot of people like him. Part of the reason that he's an alpha is not because he exerts force onto other people, but because he is really good at making people feel comfortable even when they're wrong. Coaxing people to get how do I put this? Coaxing people to try to get the best out of them. Like if you read any of Robert Greene's books, the 48 Laws and all of that other stuff, this guy, I don't know if he studied this type of stuff or not, but when I was going through school for neurolinguistic programming and how to be influential over other people and get people to listen, etc., some of the things that he does are things that leaders do to really cull and bring the tribe in together to listen and to guide. And so you can see he's the alpha of the show, and he's one of the things that I found really annoying about him, right? Yeah, he does put Fresh and Fit in their place, and there's another guy on the show who puts them in their place as well, the Indian dude, right? But this guy, this isn't his wheelhouse. There are two men of color on the platform, and this dude, he spends a little bit too much time talking and giving the benefit of the doubt to these two men who have, by their own words, shown to be derelicts, right? And to me, look, I have mixed feelings about this particular host right here, because as a woman, you must give deference to the alpha, of course. But he did a little bit too much of this and not enough of this. But when he tries to correct them, and we'll continue going forward. But you hear how he cuts them off to be like, he did say, me as a white guy, if I said dabble in the dark, that Knight Rider thing was funny. No, that's not funny. And as a woman of color, and you see the comments that he made were about Black women, but there's no Black women on the show to represent. There's really nobody there who is well versed in speaking about these issues, because this guy is very ignorant about colorism. He's ignorant about how we got here, but he continues to talk and not really know where he's coming from. I can tell that he doesn't know what their content is, because he's trying to help them. He even says that fish, the tall skinny one, is going to get married, and he's going to get married to a black woman. And no, don't wish that on no black woman. Please let him go and continue to do whatever it is that he's doing, wherever it is that he's doing it, in whatever community, because the males of those community are more equipped to be able to deal with his brown ass when he gets out of effing hand and out of effing line, because he's going around there poking and stroking and tossing out other people's daughters. I'm going to show you a clip from Anna Fitness. I forget her last name, but I'm going to show you the clip. Don't worry. I'm going to rewind this for you just so we can get the temperament of this broadcast.
Bro, your preference is dabble in the dark. Yeah.
So
the Knight Rider shit was funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Now it's
David
not.
Hasselhoff, man. I always
Here's
say
the
it.
thing. Knight
not
Rider
funny.
is looked at as fucked up because you're saying you don't do it. But if I was a white dude and I'm like, bro, I'm a Knight Rider, bro. I only
one better than
I
I.
love Knight Rider.
No,
Might be racist too.
Who you see, the thing is that these fools, they don't understand the difference between a preference and fetishization. What woman wants to be fetishized? Come on. No, if you came to me with some, I'm a Knight Rider, man. Let me ride the night. You would get messed up, sir. You're not gonna come over here with that madness. Not at all. Ugh.
But not received as poorly. That being said, I understand where you guys are coming from. You're like, yo, none of y'all had an issue with this a year ago. Don't you think the issue is you guys just declaring that you don't really date black girls? Don't you think that's what people are upset about?
Well, I mean, at the same time, we have preferences, right? And we have standards. But, we were kind of joking because of the black dating app per se. It wasn't like, oh, we hate black women. It's more like, okay, we don't really date like hood black chicks per se. Like
right.
LaShawn and LaQuisha. But it wasn't like we hate black women. It's like, they took it that way.
I just want you to just take a moment to let the irony wash over you. I want you to do two different things right here. I want you to take a look, because this clip, the whole thing, is about an hour and a half long, right? The whole thing is about an hour and a half long. So I had to go through this. I spent most of yesterday going through this just to clip out these most important parts. But I want you to take a look at the body language of the men on the broadcast. You see the Indian dude over there, right? He's sitting there looking at them. His face he looks a little peeved, right? But I want you to pay attention to the way he speaks to them, right? And I want you to look at their body language. Look. Do you see shoulders slumped, just huddled in, right? Look at Schulz. Schulz got his legs crossed, looking at them. These two guys are positioned, tucked in behind everyone else. But I want you to see how when they're speaking to these alpha men, these married men on the broadcast, how they give deference to these dudes. They're in their place. They know their place. And they are shrunken in within themselves, right? I just want you to pay attention to that. I want you to pay attention to how the bass is released from their voice. Because, look, I'm a woman, I'm a broadcaster. However, when I'm broadcasting and I need to make a certain point, I put more bass in my voice, like right now. But typically when I'm offline and I'm not talking, most of the bass is out of my voice, but I just want you to take a look and see how right now there's no bass. You know how you can take the bass out the voice and there's nothing but treble. You know the difference between the two? Like this right here is bass. And this right here is treble. Listen to the treble in their voices. I just want you to do that if you can for me, please. All right. Pay attention. Pay attention.
I was dating the only black girl there.
Right.
It's like, bro, I don't hate black women. My mom's black. My sister's black. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Weird.
It's with the podcast. Like, I think you guys are more like a like.
I want you to pay attention to how he equates. I don't hate black women. My mom is black. My sister's black, right? I want you to just put a paper clip in that. We're going to come back to it.
Life coaching space and like helping guys become the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Not what you meant. What I don't like, what I find corny as fuck, is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period. It's just, those are your roots. Those women are reflected in your roots. So if you're saying, hey, I don't
want you to just continue.
generally date them, but I have more space for it, even though I still think it's a little corny between. I understand it's not as important for y'all, but as an Indian, there's not a lot of us who are famous. So whether you like it or not, people are looking at you as a role model. You guys have established yourselves as role models. From simps to pimps, which is another motto I find kind of corny, but I look.
Look how many times he calls them corny, childish, and really takes jabs at their adulthood, their masculinity, etc. Look how many times he does that. I just want you to pay attention to that. This is about the second time I heard him call them childish, corny. No, he called them corny twice or three times up until this point, but continue, look.
Into what you guys are about. And a lot of the shit is just
Look, I just want you to see, just look at their faces. Because when I was editing this, I had a lot of time to look at these faces. Look, when he's calling him corny, look. Look, just look. Look.
motto I find kind of corny, but I looked into what you guys are about.
You see? And this guy right here, the dude on the right, this dude right here, you can tell that he's the beta of the group. Look at how he mimics Fish over here, whatever this dude's name is. Right? Look at how he mimics him. Look. Look at how they act when this guy is telling them about themselves.
Your roots. Those women are reflected in your roots. So if you're saying, hey, I don't generally date them, but I have more space for it, even though I still think it's a little corny between. I understand it's not as important for y'all, but as an Indian, there's not a lot of us who are famous. So whether you like it or not, people are looking at you as a role model. You guys have established yourselves as role models. From simps to pimps.
Oh, sorry.
Which is another motto I find kind of corny, but I looked into what you guys are about.
You see how Fish makes the movement first, and then Frog mimics him. You see, right? You see.
You guys have established yourselves as role models. From simps to pimps.
Look.
Which is another motto I find kind of corny.
Look. If you look. Fish does it first. And then
I
Frog
looked
does
into
it.
what you
Look.
guys are about.
You see. All right. I'm going to go back so that back to the regular size screen. Let's continue.
And a lot of the shit is just childish. Paint yourself as life coaches and then say shit like, you know what I mean? I just don't really fuck with black girls like that.
I guess my like just curiosity. I'm just curious. Is like, where does preference come from? If I was raised in Mexico, I'm sure I would find Mexican girls beautiful. I would eat Mexican.
And the thing about it is, here he comes in again, offering his point of view when what's the other dude's name? The Indian dude. I have his name written down. Akaash Singh. That's his name. So when Singh is talking and getting inside their ass, here he comes and he cut him off a few different times. From really getting in their ass. But listen.
And food. Like, these would be my preferences. Yeah. But preferences aren't really choices, right? Culture dictates our preferences.
I think it's experiences. Also, I want to say what you've been raised on, what you've been taught. Because, for example, I'm from the islands, right? Barbados.
Yeah.
So I've seen mainly black women my whole life. Now, when it comes to like tourist girls, I was like, wow, white girls are here in Barbados? Lit. I want to see what's up.
Wildin'.
So
Yeah.
I give it a try. Like, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now, it's two different cultures. So for me, I was like, okay, let me try something new, see how it is.
Yeah.
Now I'm here in the States, it's like, okay, Spanish girls, white girls, girls from all over the world, all right, bet. However, regarding black women per se, like, dude, like, my thing is, like, we're in a space where, like, people are targeted, especially the black.
Look his face. None of that vitriol, none of the animus, just tame, placid. Look, defenseless. This is how you do.
black people per se, black, white,
Yeah.
and it's like whatever you say can be used to the extreme. So what we said was kind of like, I want to say, not funny to them, but to us is like we're just cracking jokes, trying to be.
You're being hyperbolic about your dating preferences.
Yeah,
right.
pretty
That's
much.
kind of how I took it, to be honest with you.
And so, see, I just want you to see the leader in this guy on the right. Yeah, you're being hyperbolic about your dating preferences. That's how I took it. Really trying to get them to excel. I think we're going to go back to back today, and I think we're going to do the video that really truly exposes their toxicity and why it is that they do what it is that they do. In this video, I just wanted to focus on the black aspect because there's some things going on that, yeah, so they're trying to claim that it was just jokes and nobody really holds their feet to the fire except for Akaash, because Akaash is from a minority group, right? I mean, even though there's a billion people in India, but he's from a minority group and he has a greater understanding because his country was colonized by England, right? And so he's talking from a place of they don't know the black experience and the stuff that goes on in the black community, but Singh has a greater idea than this guy who's considering himself white, even though he's Jewish. Because as a Jewish person, you know, he could dig down into his bag of understanding from, you know, Jewish people are very insular in their culture and their communities in terms of not letting outsiders in and really promoting intercultural, interreligious marriages, etc. But he's acting completely clueless, and he's like he's not understanding mental slavery, self-hatred, and we're going to get into the self-loathing part in just a second. Let's pull this back up.
Yeah.
But I think I think you can understand how the internet might have taken it, right? And then doubling down and being like, it's okay to have this as a preference that you like. Usually, your preference is what you like, not what you don't.
Exactly.
I think that was the biggest issue. Like, if you just like, hey, my preference is I kind of like Latinas, I don't even think you get any pushback. But saying my preference is I don't like that. That's, I think, where people start to feel rejected, and then they go, why don't you like me, man?
Let me tell you something, son. We do not feel rejected. We want them to stay away. Please, by all means. We are happy that we are not what it is that they prefer, especially when we get into the next video that we're going to do right after this one, where they're talking about really just running through women's bodies and just leaving their just high body count all over the place, right? So yeah, we'll get into that. I want to find another clip where this black man was attempting to school Frog and Fish, and how disrespectful they were to him. Because I want you to just pay attention to how they have deference to the guys, the alphas on the show, but I want you to see how they speak to the black man who also has an issue with them. And so I want to find that next video. So if you see me looking around, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this other video queued
Like,
up.
what's
Also,
wrong?
the
Yeah.
way they said they didn't like it. Like
Listen.
that's what I was like bothered by the clip. It's like you guys go out of your way to say what you don't like, even though that's not what you're discussing. It's like your preference is what you do like, but then the way in which you went about how you don't like black women. Oh, I don't like the ratchet. I don't like the gay.
You know what? Let me pause this right here because I think there's something that you need to see in the middle of this before I even get that other clip up. Let me get this up for you all because I want you to see. I need you to see this right here. I need you to see this right here. This.
That they're not into dating black women.
Two black dudes.
I think one of the dudes said it, right? Or did they
Yeah,
both
Nah,
say
they
it?
both.
This is the podcast that they did when they first spoke about them, right? Spoke about Fresh and Fit, right? And I'm going to fast forward to the part that I feel you all need to hear.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
Look, we.
That they're not attracted to the people that look like them. Is that
Okay.
some shit you're seeing on TV? Is that some shit that is existing like in your life? You know, are there like parental figures that are saying that this isn't the ideal form of beauty?
So it's like he knows nothing about colorism, but he's speaking on this issue, and they didn't bring up. This is the method of their show. But
Indian
look,
food, Mexican is like Mexican food, right?
you
It's
grew up
like
with.
it's what you grew up with, what you know. So what's happening to them
Yeah.
that they're not attracted to the people that look like them? Is that some shit you're seeing on TV? Is that some shit that is existing like in your life? You know, are there like parental figures that are saying that this isn't the ideal form of beauty? Something else is?
You ever
They
see?
point to the media.
listen.
You could go media.
Most people. would
You
say
ever
that.
see the black guys that fuck white girls, but it's really black girls don't fuck them?
Interesting.
I think
so
there's some of that.
sometimes we just, what is it? We eat what we can hunt.
Yeah, what Patrice said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you all to hear. So they're over here going on and on about how they don't deal with black women, but come on, there's nothing to feel rejected by, because if you know like I know, come on. Listen, come on. No, we are no. The thing is that they're going out of their way to reject women who are not even thinking about them, who are not even considering them. Show us the DMs of all of the black women coming trying to beat down your doors. Come on. So I wanted you all to hear that, and then we'll jump back into the into this clip. It's just come on. Ugh.
I don't like the Shaniquas. Like, that's like, if you are a white person saying all that, that's racist shit. And I'm just disappointed in you guys as black men to be talking about our sisters like that. So you don't have a problem with the way you spoke about your sisters like that?
I want to pause this right here. Whose sister? Let me explain something to you. And I want you all, oh God, you know what? I don't know if this thing is going to zoom in on his face. I just need you to see this man's face. Let me get a picture up of Fish. Here we go. His name is I forgot to even mention the irony of them talking about how they don't deal with Shaniquas. And this dude, Fish, the one on the left, changed his name from Amrou Fudl to Myron Gaines. What was wrong with your original name, Amrou? What was wrong with that? That he had to come and whiteify or Americanize his name. Myron Gaines. Let's take a look at what he looks like. I just want you to really just take a look at his features, please. I want you to take a look at his features. I'll bring up. Oh God, I just want you to take a look. Do you see his features? Do you see his straight nose? Do you see his straight nose? I just want you to take a look. This man is a brown-skinned Arab. This man is not a black man. It's like we're standing up here and people are feeling so offended and they're talking about your sisters. No. Let me explain something to you. This man is a brown-skinned Arab. I want him to grow his hair out, even though it's balding, but I want you to see that his hair is straight. This man is not black, but he probably has spent so much time in his life trying to separate himself from black people. As we all know, he feels very comfortable in the arms of a white man. There are people who are like, "Oh, you're gonna get sued for saying that." The pictures are here. Let me pull up a picture of this man. He's apparently very comfortable in the arms of a white man. Listen, let me just, he's very comfortable in the arms of a white man. Look, very comfortable. Look, I just want you to take a look. This is a picture that was sent to me again. Laid up, a man with his arm around him huggingly, right? Come on. I didn't read the hashtags on this the first time, but we can look at the hashtags here. Baby, come back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. So it's like, we're over here acting like, first of all, Frog he's not even a black American. He's from Barbados. Who knows when he came to this country? But we have two men who are representing blackness because, as you see, I showed you when we looked at the hashtag for this, right? You see it. Leaving soon for Georgia then Texas. I'm going to miss you, my loud black buddy. So for so much of his life, people probably considered him black. And he's doing what he needs to do to try to separate himself from blackness. Come on. It's not hard to imagine how difficult it must be being Asian, East Asian, brown skin, from the northern part of Africa, and people confusing you, or from the eastern part of Africa, and people confusing you with being black, and then having to let people know, I'm not down with the brown, so that you can align yourselves with the oppressor, so that you can speak some words out to show, well, I'm not like these ghetto black people, the Shaniquas, right, Amrou? Come on, Fudl. But the thing about it is, you're supposed to be this wealthy man on this influential podcast, yet you're punching down to some of the most vulnerable people in the United States. Anybody whose mother or father named them in this climate Shaniqua or LaQuisha is most likely from a background in which they either don't know that these names will affect them on their resumes and in navigating through this supremacist society, or they don't care. They either don't know or they don't care. It could be one or the other. Or they just thought it was a really beautiful name and they didn't really consider it, but that's either don't know or don't care, right? But yet you find it in yourself to try to punch down at this already beleaguered group of people. Why? And then that girl who was on the podcast, he's over there. You're different than other black girls, than the stereotype. How many times has Fudl probably heard that? Oh, you're different than most black guys. And he probably was like, well, I'm not black. And he probably just got tired of saying it. But come on. So then I want you all to hear how they speak to the black guy. It's going to come up. But the thing is, it's like, come on. You talking about your sisters. Who do they think is their sister? You talk about I want you to hear this next part, because this next part is so flagrant and so foul that I need you to hear this. I need you to hear it. I'll rewind it just a little bit for you all.
That's racist shit. And I'm just disappointed in you guys as black men to be talking about our sisters like that. So you don't have a problem with the way you spoke about your sisters like that? Like if it was him saying the same thing, you would be upset.
No.
So if he was like, oh, I don't like ghetto black women, I don't like Shaniqua.
Listen, they're letting you know who it is that they are. Believe them. He said he wouldn't feel no type of way if other people were disrespecting ghetto black women. He'd feel no way. Those aren't his sisters. He doesn't give no two F's about lower socioeconomic black people. And as a matter of fact, it's not just black women that he doesn't like. I want you to see how they also speak to black men. Come on. I'll rewind this a little bit for you.
Saying the same thing, you would be upset.
No.
So if he was like, oh, I don't like ghetto black women, I don't like Shaniquas.
It wouldn't bother me.
That's a preference.
Wow.
Because the thing is that
that's lame.
The only thing I can control is my reactions to what happens in the world. Like the world is not a fun, it's not like a rosy place where everyone is going to not be biased or not be racist or whatever. Like I understand that there's going to be people that are inherently racist. It is what it is. The only thing I can control is my emotions to it. So I don't get mad about what people say because that's just the way things are. The world doesn't owe me understanding. So all I can do is control.
Real quick. You know what's weird is like
so
the word racist
it wouldn't
keeps
affect me
getting
personally.
thrown out. Like I never saw it as racist because
Here comes Schulz again. While these guys are tripping over themselves trying to respond to this, here he comes. I didn't think it was racist. People keep throwing this word let me cross my leg. People keep throwing this word racist around, but I didn't get that. Come on. You're not even equipped to have a conversation about colorism, mister. You're not.
I don't know. I didn't believe that you guys wouldn't date a beautiful black woman.
Yeah, we
that,
have in the past for sure.
Yeah, like I just didn't believe that. And again, you guys can correct me, but like for me, the word like preference is so weird because I think our preferences are really like mechanisms that we use to find like emotional security. You know, like if a person's like super quiet, like if I'm like this quiet, like shy dude, my preference is probably an aggressive girl because she allows me to be in my safe place.
Right.
He's giving them a comfort zone to be able to wiggle out of the rope they have given themselves to hang by. He's giving them the out, and they're not taking the out. He is doing so much to try to help them. But the thing is that he doesn't understand. Schulz, and I'm sure you'll see this video, because you seem like the type of person who goes on the internet and looks at videos that people tell you to look at. You don't help women by excusing these males' behavior. These males are dangerous to women and their messages are dangerous. And you pretending as if grown men who are saying what they're saying are not actually saying what they're saying because deep in your fluttering heart, you feel that it may be something different. No, they are telling you. And they spent even more time in the longer video that we're going to do telling you who they are. They have shown themselves and expressed themselves as derelict, expressing derelict ideas, expressing, we'll continue because this right here, like, come on, let them tell you how they feel. It's not about how you feel and what you think that listen, I'm a black woman.
I don't have to go like out of my way to go get her. And I'll probably prefer that girl, but it's not based on like this chemistry thing. It's really based on like what allows me to feel like emotionally secure, right? And like, let's say I'm a controlling ass dude. I probably want a girl that is a little bit more like in need of guidance because submissive, because then I get to feel my safe place, which is controlling.
Right.
So like, I feel like if a girl, and again, I can't speak for y'all, but I feel like if a girl gave you that emotional security, regardless of what race they were, you guys would date them, no? I can't feel like just because
you guys would date them, no, right? Say I'm right. Please be nice guys. Please prove to me that you're nice guys. When they're showing you that they have bum behavior, that they are predators, that they are insecure, self-loathing males who go out there proving the stereotypes right. So they are aligning themselves with the negative stereotypes of Black Negro male in America as a beast of the field who goes around spreading his semen without regard of where it's spread to. They are acting like beasts. Yeah, I said it. Where is the lie in that? They are acting like beasts on the trove who go around sticking their penis wherever they may, without the higher intelligence of human beings and of discretion and discerning thought. These men want to be regarded as animals. And when we attempt to treat them as gentlemen, that's where we F up.
Because they're black, you would say no.
Yeah, here's the thing about the clip.
Context.
Like I said, it's context. It's us having a good time. It's us making jokes.
It's not racist, it's self-loathing, which to me, I don't particularly give a fuck how any other race looks at us. I give a fuck how we look at ourselves. So if I saw Indians saying some shit like that, that would bother me more. Andrew told me he doesn't like Indian girls all the time. That's great. Don't date them. That's good for me. But when an Indian says that shit, right? Then it's like, yo,
I do that because you say you don't like white women.
I know. And
but if you keep this up, I'm going to divorce my wife and fuck a lot of Indian chicks.
Isn't that refreshing from a minority, though? You look at how the rest of them are acting. But I have a problem with somebody that I feel is self-loathing, and I'm not going to be as offended because you're not from where I'm from. But if I was black and I was Alex, I'd be like, yo, that shit is more than racist, is self-loathing, and that bothers me.
What do you guys say about that? Like, do you guys, so let's remove the racism thing here.
Yeah.
What about, do you think it has anything to do with self-loathing? Is there any like kind of like internalized hatred, which might not even be your fault? It might be like the surroundings you were in and made you feel like these girls weren't good enough for you.
I would say honestly, bro, like just experience, man. Like,
Yeah.
for example, like you said earlier, if I met a girl that's like feminine, submissive, and like black, I could date her. And like in the past, like I told you, I had a yacht party. She was the only black girl there. I was dating her. So it's like, it's not I hate black women. It's more like experience shows me that, hey, for whatever reason.
I want you all to please take special note and special mention right now. We have no idea what it is that they are quote unquote considering black, because we know that they consider biracial women to be black. They consider one drop rule to be black. They consider white women. Didn't we just do a video of a white woman who was blacker than the blackest black girl according to her man, her mixed looking man, right? So when you say you were dating some black girl on a yacht and all this other stuff, and then we already know that you only deal with red bones, blah, 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 then we already know. We know that there could be something fugazi going on, you know, and Akaash is really giving it to them, but they keep getting saved by Schulz. Schulz keeps coming in with his cape and saving them.
Any like kind of like internalized hatred, which might not even be your fault. It might be like the surroundings you were in and made you feel like these girls weren't good enough for you.
I would say honestly, bro, like just experience, man. Like,
Yeah.
for example, like you said earlier, if I met a girl that's like feminine, submissive, and like black, I could date her. And like in the past, like I told you, I had a yacht party. She was the only black girl there. I was dating her. So it's like, it's not I hate black women. It's more like experience shows me that, hey, for whatever reason, like, you know, if I find somebody with those traits, I'll date them.
So
What I'm saying is that like it's not our normal preference, as in like it's not what I normally date. But if you were to take 10 girls that I've dated in the past, maybe 1 or 2 of them would be black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the normal thing I go for.
So it's not the jokes. It's literally just feeling like you don't date a specific group of people and them trying to understand. I think that's what it is, because I think what you said is probably the most honest, which is, yeah, if this girl met all the things that I like in a woman and she was black, I'd obviously date her.
So you're assessing what you consider for him in honesty? Come on, man. Come on. They're not down with the brown. And the thing is that this guy, this white Jewish dude is ill-equipped to have this conversation, because he doesn't know that there are people out there who hate themselves so much that they want to do whatever it is that they can to align themselves with master, so that they can do whatever it is to gain his favor, so that they could be looked at with grace, so that they could erase their blackness. So yeah, there could be a woman, and we already know that far too many dark-skinned men are walking around damaged, emotionally, spiritually damaged, because they were made fun of in this supremacist society that we're in. So there could be a beautiful woman who's dark like him. She could have every quality that he's looking for. And there can still be a part of him on the inside that's like, oh, she's too aggressive. Even if she's not those things. But in the same way that he is judged by these other people out there by being whatever it is that they think he is because of his skin color, the same way he would judge a woman as not being feminine enough or beautiful enough or looking for an attitude or doing things to provoke her so that she snaps, because they're constantly talking about how these other women are submissive, but these other women are plunging knives into their chests, running them over with cars, taking their children, leaving them broken, penniless, et cetera, et cetera. And so come on, let him speak his heart, not yours, Schulz. Let them speak their heart.
But I don't know if you feel the same way.
No. If she met my requirements, and her skin tone is relevant. But what I'm saying is that most of the time, you know, most of the girls that I've dated just didn't fit that parameter of.
So here's the thing. Like my buddy right now who's trying to find a Jewish girl, right? He might be in this room, and he's trying so hard to find a Jewish girl. Yeah. And he just found Latin Jewish girls. Ooh. And he goes, oh my God, they got the whole Latin thing and they're Jewish. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden the Latin thing is kind of like a preference.
Oh my God. Can anybody explain to him the difference between a fetish and a preference? fetishizing a group of people. Because when you start assigning these blank characteristics to people based on their race, their ethnicity, etc., you are going down the wrong path. And if you're going to be like, ooh, they got that whole spicy Latina thing going on. You know how many Latin women, how many Hispanic women feel trapped by those stereotypes? That everybody is expecting them to be this super sexual dragon lady all of the time. That they're expecting her. Sorry, dragon lady is a different reference for Asian women who are also supposedly seen as submissive, or the dragon ladies, the two different extremes, right? You know how many Latin women are confined by other people's idea that they're supposed to be rolling their hips and ritmo todo el tiempo del día, papi, eh. I mean, come on. We're talking about human beings. But they seem to relish in reducing women to these few characteristics, and them in all their maleness on this broadcast really can't see past their own limitations, because even this thought pattern is problematic. God damn. All right.
Right? They're so sexy. They're so intimate. There's like this spicy real connection.
And here we go. This is exactly what we were just talking about. I rewound it for you. Because they're supposed to have el ritmo. Hey! Come on.
Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden the Latin thing is kind of like a preference, right? They're so sexy. They're so intimate. There's like this spicy real connection. Now, there's nothing wrong with you saying, I like the Latin thing. Right? Now you're putting that affect on all Latin women, which is not necessarily the case, but you want.
Exactly. So now he's looking for a Latina that just happens to be Jewish. That man doesn't want to settle down. He doesn't want to settle down because he is limiting his pool into what it is that his balls fibrillate for today. What it is that he finds sexy, that whole, come on. But when it's time to go into that heat of their country, or regard their country, you know, with respect and I can't even think of the right word. I'm thinking of homage, right? When it's time to see her as a whole, complete human being, when it's time to travel back to these places, and you're like, oh, these mosquitoes, oh, it's hot. When are we going to get there? I don't want to be in this filth, this third world. You know, when it's time to, you know, to start combining cultures, and then all of a sudden, or when it's time for her not to be who you thought was submissive or whatnot, or when it's time for her to not be sexy 24/7, or got on blush and rouge, or a belt cinching in her waist, or whatever the case may be. Come on. Come on. It's like it's cute when it's new and it's fun. But when it's time to really combine cultures and to put a priority on a minority's culture, the same way that you put a priority on yours. That's when the whiteness starts coming out. Well, I'm white, and of course this is
a Latin girl who is Jewish, right? So is it possible to put a cultural affect on a race? Maybe when you guys were speaking about race, you were really speaking about a cultural thing. Because if you made a girl from Lagos, Nigeria, they might act completely different than a girl that you're meeting from South Florida, a girl that you meet from California, a black girl, etc. Like
I just want him to stop. God damn, please stop. Skin tone was a part of the joke. They said they don't want to be on a dating app called Blacked because they're not down with the Shaniquas, because to them, that is what Black is to them. It's the Shaniquas. It's not the Lagos, Nigeria, or the Barbados, or even the Sudan. They're thinking of Black American women of a certain socioeconomic group. And then there may be exceptions to the rule that they give their compliments to on the podcast. But by and large, when they hear black, that's what they think of. While they are sitting their asses on American soil. Let me tell you something about these Shaniquas. Let me tell you something about these Black Americans here in this country. Let me tell you something. Your stink ass is able to sit up here in this country. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. Because we don't see your black ass in Barbados, do we? You don't have no effing podcast in Barbados, do you? You don't have a podcast in Sudan where I heard that there is still to this day slavery, that there are black people in your country enslaved. We don't see you doing a podcast there. No. But all of those Shaniquas and those Rahims and the bastards of the Black Panther Party that were raised in California with all of the Panthers incarcerated or killed, who made way for your black ass to be here on this soil talking about the Shaniquas. Know your place, son. Know your place. Because if it were not for those people, you would not have been able to migrate here. Son, listen to what it is that I'm saying. These Shaniquas and these people who occupied this land, even the people who didn't fight, they still persisted. Every Black American that you see right now is a survivor. All of the ones who were born from the toil on this land, they are survivors. Let me tell you, they are born of the people who made it through some great adversity in this country. And then here you come to talk about their names when your black ass changed yours, or your brown ass, your Asian ass changed yours. Amrou, you have the goddamn gall to sit up here with your hooked nose and your straightened nostrils and your brown skin and straight hair talking about the Shaniquas who made it possible for you to come and sit here and have a popping podcast. If it wasn't for the Shaniquas and the black people in this country, the people who stood up and raised their fist in the air, we'd still be segregated. And right now, you'd be rounding the fucking Chitlin circuit because you wouldn't have the goddamn opportunity to come to Northwestern to be on the rowing team with your sweaty chest against the back of some white boy before you. You wouldn't have that opportunity. Am I saying something that is not known? Come the hell on. You came to this country, or I don't know if you were born here or whatnot. But you're not in Sudan. You're not there listening to the news reports of pirates, Sudanese pirates trying to steal people's oils and ships in the middle of the water. You're not there fighting that fight. You're here fighting against defenseless people, defenseless women who have done what to you? Come on. Come on.
Not going to be this monolith amongst black women, right?
I would say I would
This
say
to
like
both of y'all.
where you're raised will determine how you act for the most part, right? So Caribbean girls are different from girls from the U.S. versus like Nigeria. So it is culture, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm looking for certain traits first, and then obviously, her race is irrelevant if she matches certain traits that I'm looking for in a woman.
The gaslighting is a little bit much. We're going to take a quick break and look at the apples. What is that I hear? Hey. Hey. Woo. All right. So, let's see. Brianne sends in $3 and says, is there preference to be prejudiced? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Thank you. And Kim sent 777 in Bitcoin. Thank you. This is the perfect time to send Bitcoin because Bitcoin is down. So this is the perfect time because it shall rise again. She says, great content and amazing makeup. Thank you so much. This is the TKO Skin vegan makeup pack on my face right now. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And TD sends $10 and says, thank you for taking the time. Fish and frog. Thank you. You know what? This video is a really hard video for me to do because it's so draining. So I appreciate the apples because I put a lot of hard work into getting this video together for you all because it was an hour and a half that I had to watch several different times to cut all of the clips out of. And Lisa Roxanne sends $20 and says, flaccid and foolish foiled again. You're so funny. You are so funny. Somebody said they forgot they were on live. Yes, we are live right now. All right, so let me refresh once more and see if we got all the apples in, and then we're going to jump back to, you can send the Cash Apps. The link is in the description below. We'll come back to the apples. I think we got them all for the time being. But yeah, so, oh, there's one more that popped in. Shelly sends $10 and says, this is the reason why self-love is so imperative. It really is. But you know what? People are not talking about how they need to heal, how they need to get themselves together, because disliking people with a more concentrated level of melanin is irrational. It's irrational. It's not rational. All right, here we go.
But what I'm saying is that most of the women that I've dealt with just don't tend to be black, and it's not something I necessarily go for.
That black women.
If you were to prefer a girl, would you date her?
So he was like, what are the traits that you typically go for? And I believe Schulz cut him off again. And so I had to cut that part out. And then Frog starts asking what this guy goes for, right? And the thing is, he's talking to a married man. He's talking to a married man. So.
Woman. But what I'm saying is that most of the women that I've dealt with just don't tend to be black, and it's not something I necessarily go for.
That black women.
If you were to prefer a girl, would you date her? Question for you.
I don't look at, I'm like, race doesn't come into play. Like, I just look at the traits. Like, you guys, that's why I don't understand how you don't see an issue with what you said. Because you both just said, hey, I look for traits first, like the personality traits, and it doesn't matter her skin tone. But then in the clip, you guys are saying, I don't date black. I don't date dark. I don't fuck with Shaniqua's. Like, you're just talking about race in that entire clip. So how do you not see the problem with the clip when you both just say, hey, I go for personality
first? You
first.
said LaShonda and LaQuisha.
And you said you don't do.
All right. We may have gotten bumped off of YouTube. So I just need to make sure that we are still on YouTube because I see the count cycling. So I just need somebody from YouTube to comment the number one that they've heard this, because Schulz is a closet racist and I can't understand why Charlemagne loved him. I mean, Charlemagne has some troubling things that he talks about. So I just need to make sure that we're still on YouTube. Please, by all means, let us know. Yet they cry about getting Cade in the war. Okay, we're still here. Okay, perfect. Because the numbers are toggling down. You know, it's always when you're playing other people's content, you know, it's always you know, you never really know. All right.
Dark.
That was a joke, bro.
so
Yeah. The black guy tries to call them out, and I just want you to see how they behave towards the black guy. Okay.
The problem with the clip when you both just say, hey, I go for personality
You said
first.
LaShonda and LaQuisha.
And you said you don't do dark.
That was a joke, bro.
I
think there's a lot of reading into this like clip right now. Like, it's like,
Here's what I think though.
I do believe it's a joke, man.
I mean, that's a cop out.
Yeah,
it's a cop. Like, if your show is,
you see the black, please fall back, son. Let the black dude address other black men. Well, men who are positing that they're black. Please, Schulz. Just, this is an opportunity for you to, and he's like, I don't really think so. I'll rewind that for you so you can see.
I think though, I
do believe it's a joke, man.
I mean, that's a cop out.
Yeah,
it's a cop. Like, if your show is educational and I'm trying to help people, and then when I say something wrong, that was a joke.
I run around the room. We gotta make it entertaining too, bro.
I think
ninja stuff.
I'm
like,
always gonna be on this.
So say that. Like, say, hey.
And I had to cut out that whole part because Schulz interrupted them again to throw his balls around onto the, we understand you're the alpha, that's fine. But he interrupted them again to just swing his balls around, beating it about the people on the podcast. But this is an opportunity for people who understand a little bit more about colorism. And then the thing is, we're going to talk a little bit more about this because you're going to see what's going to come up in a second. You're going to see.
That was a joke?
I run around the room.
We gotta
with a
make
knife
it
and
entertaining
a-
too, bro.
I think
You know what I'm saying? Stuff.
I'm
Like,
always
we make
going to be
jokes, bro.
on this.
So say that. Like, say, hey, I misspoke. I told the bad joke. But you guys are doubling down and saying that you're like, there's nothing wrong with what I said.
Nope.
There's nothing wrong at all.
But
See,
I don't.
like,
but that's
that's
cap.
bullshit. That's
Y'all both
bullshit.
said that you date black women as long as they fit the things that you want.
It's not our normal preference.
But
But
but like,
you know,
but like, okay. You're taking Dublin Dark as like every black girl. We're saying LaQuisha LaShonda. I'm not dating no hood black chick, bro. Hell no.
So you misspoke. You made a bad joke.
Nigga, we said it's a joke.
No, but I'm saying.
Did you hear what I heard? What I heard? There's a man who looks like a frog. Did you hear what I heard? What I heard? He posits as if he is very black, but he sits there on his sack. Did you hear what I heard? The N-word. Come on. What? What? You dropping racial slurs, son?
Bro, hell no.
So you misspoke. You made a bad joke.
Nigga, we said it's a joke.
No, but I'm saying.
And then, just look. After he drops this N-bomb, right? Look at Schulz. Schulz is laughing. His hands are up like N-word is a joke, right? Arab dude is sitting there looking down like, right? And look who they're calling the N-word. This dude. This skater dude with his, this guy. God, he when I see him, I can see him at Comic-Con dating a girl or looking for a girl who's into anime, or I can see him at the skater park and he's calling him the N-word. This skater dude who dates anime chicks, I can imagine. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the vibe I get from him. I get skater chick, girls who go to Comic-Con type of thing. Maybe even a little furry. I don't know. I'm not going to go all of there. We don't know. But this is the dude they're dropping the N-bomb on. And I just want to show you something else because I found the clip while we were talking. And I want you to see this because I want you to see how they refer to another black man who is attempting to correct them, right? Oh my gracious. Shine your grace on me and let me get this clip up quickly, right? He does seem like a skater boy, doesn't he? Tell me he doesn't. He seems like I can see him with a skateboard and I can see him in California with a handkerchief coming out of the many pockets with zippers on his jeans. We all know, remember high school, the guys who used to kick around the hacky sack in the morning? I can see him with the hacky sack and the rubber bands or the safety pins all up the sides of his jeans. Tell me you can't see that. I can see it. We all know what I'm talking about. But here, I just want to show this to you real quick so that you can see this, right? All right. On this podcast, a black man came out attempting to correct these young bucks, right? This guy.
A book of Khalid, the book on your father, Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Great book out.
And then I don't have
the white Sudanese is better than the black Sudanese. I heard Fresh say that one of his parents was black, but we don't know about the other one. And so we in the new Black Panther Party, and I, Malik Zulu Shabazz, I want to say I love the black woman. I want to say that the black woman is the queen of...
So you see he's talking to him. The dude is looking all around. I want you to see how he behaves, right? I want you to see how he behaves while this elder is speaking to him.
Bring you back. I'll let Fresh test it first, and I guess I can go after. Bro.
So here, listen.
White people, and that's okay. Like, right up. Got you by the toe, and I ain't gonna let you go, Myron. Come on, Myron. Come on, Myron. You got it wrong, bro.
So this Black Panther's talking to them. They're laughing in his face. They're calling him all types of N-words. I wish I could just capture one of them because they called him the N-word so many times that my stomach turned.
Here on this show tonight and say that we love the original woman, the Black woman. We love that Sudanese woman, that African woman. That's who we love. That's who we embrace. That's who we want. We don't want nothing else. Somebody has to be strong in this hour. Yeah, you got the right mask on, goddammit. You got the right mask on. I'm just saying, like white dogs too, bro. Oh, a white man, a white a white dog with power.
Oh, okay. So he's about to call him the N-word right here. Listen.
Power, my nigga. Like what? Cause you right now. Oh, really?
This elder is speaking to them. They called him the N-word so many times on that broadcast that I was sickened for him. He put on some clown mask and started shucking and jiving. I wish I could cue it to the first time that he pulls out the clown mask. But he pulls out the clown mask and he starts shucking and jiving, right? He starts shucking and jiving for him. Let me see if I could get that.
Fucking clown world, bro. This is how you got you by the toe, and I ain't gonna let you go, Myron. How you look like? Come on, Myron. Come on, Myron. You got it wrong, bro. We see it all the time, brother Myron. We see every athlete, every entertainer. Soon as they get a few pennies, they running after white folks. Soon as you get a few pennies. And we see it at Academy Awards. We see it on the football field.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. So when we start talking about them not liking Black women, do they even like Black men? Do they like Black men? Do they like themselves? Do they have respect for other Black people? Do they have homage or deference or any of that for other Black people? You see the way they spoke to an elder. Somebody who is their peer on whose podcast they refer to him with the N-word. But how many times did Singh call this dude childish, lame, corny? How many times did he call him that? But the moment the Black man starts speaking to him, we said it was a joke, nigga. Come on. This is embarrassing. What are I want to see your thoughts because we are live. I want to see your thoughts. Talk to me. Give me your thoughts. I want to hear what are your thoughts so far? Listen. Big high value energy. They don't even appreciate Black elders. Yeah. There's something wrong with both of them. Something is going on. My eyes was watering. Let me make sure that this is unbelievable. How do you call a Black Panther an elder who's coming to talk to you? How do you call him the N-word? How do you take out a clown mask and start shucking and jiving in front of him while he's trying to talk to you? I don't understand. We're going to grab the apples in a moment. Let's get back to the clip. I don't understand it personally. I don't understand, but I wanted to hear your thoughts because this is ridiculous to me. We'll rewind that so you can hear them drop the N-bomb again.
I'm not dating no hood black chick, bro. Hell
So
no.
so you misspoke. You made a bad joke.
Nigga, we said it's a joke.
No, but I'm saying so you made a bad joke. So you wish you didn't say that.
On this white man's podcast, he calls this black man a nigga. He doesn't call the white man a cracker. He doesn't call, I don't know any slurs for Indians, but he doesn't say any of those things to these other people, but he calls the black man a nigga. This dude from Barbados, who the N-word is not a part of their culture. It's not a part of pop culture. So, but he comes and he wants to throw this slur around on this land of Shaniquas and niggas, the land that they benefit from the death and the toil and the labor and the persistence of black people from this land. I wonder where their fathers are as well, because I wonder which one of their fathers would be appreciative of them being on the internet behaving this way. I wonder.
No.
Like,
but is
you're
this
being hypocrites. You're
is
being
this
hypocrites, and this is
ego,
a cop
though?
out.
I don't know. I just feel like it's ego. It's like sometimes
Yes.
we get in this
Yes, it
situation
is.
where like
I've done this.
I said some shit. Listen, we do this shit all the fucking time,
Yeah.
right? You say some shit and then you get all this backlash. And you're like, man, fuck all these people. I'm gonna stand on this shit to the end of time. But if it's not really what you feel, then what you standing on? Like you, I think are being the most honest. You, I think you got too much ego,
No,
and
it's
you're
not
not
ego
willing to
at
back
all. It's
off
just
on
that
that.
there's a lot of reading into this clip from like a year ago of us just
bro,
having a
but
good time
you're making
talking
it
on the
about the
pod.
clip. I'm making it about what you're saying right now.
Yes.
My preference is, which is honestly bullshit. It is, I don't want to date black girls. That's the way every black dude that fucks white girls says it. I've dated black girls in my life. All right, bro. Who the fuck hasn't? Everybody gonna dabble in everything. It is the mentality that I have an issue with. You're gonna say I prefer not dating black girls, but then you'll bring those same girls on your podcast and get views off of them and get money off of them.
This is the part I want you all to pay attention to. The clip is almost over, but I want you all to pay attention to this part right here. Pay attention to this. So they got no love, no care for these women, but they're eating off of them. Listen, and then they're going to try to lie, but then I was able to gather some clips towards the end that disprove the lie that they're telling.
Hasn't. Everybody gonna dabble in everything. It is the mentality that I have an issue with. You're gonna say I prefer not dating black girls, but then you'll bring those same girls on your podcast and get views off of them and get money off of them. Explain to me how, and genuinely explain. I'm not trying to ask a rhetorical question. How is that not fucked up?
See, that goes to the same question. We don't like black girls, so why are they on the show?
This
To
is
make money off
gaslighting
of
right
them and
here.
exploit
You don't
them.
even
We don't need
answer.
to-
Why did white people dress up in blackface or bring in people stepping fetchy and people to act very coonish, to make money off of them, to make fun of them, to denigrate them even more because of the sick Schadenfreude that they have on the inside, to feel pleasure from the suffering of others.
Your clips with the black girls where there's controversy are considerably more views
We
than
don't
your other
make them
clips.
act-
All right, so here, I want you to hear that part in its totality.
I'm not trying to ask a rhetorical question. How is that not fucked up?
See, that goes to the same question. We don't like black girls, so why are they on the show?
To make money off of them and exploit them.
We don't need them to make money at all.
Your clips with the black girls where there's controversy are considerably more views
We
than
don't
your other
make them
clips.
act how they act. That's just how
Yeah,
they
it's
act.
live, man. It's a live show.
We do it live.
No.
Think about this, right,
You
bro?
don't. They don't barge into your studio unannounced and then invite themselves in the podcast.
They wanna come on the
and
show.
you
So,
let them
hey,
on, bruh.
Black, white, Asian, come on the show. We got
Bruh,
you.
you want to come on this podcast? You hit up Andrew. If I didn't want you on, you wouldn't be on. We have say. It's our podcast. It's your podcast. You could easily say, no, I don't want them on. I don't fuck with these hood girls, whatever, like that. So I just don't want to deal with you. Period. I think it's a little bit trying to have your cake and eat it too.
I get what I said.
To say,
I think it was a little. I think it's a little bit aggressive, the question, but I do understand
I see where it's
what
coming
you-
from.
Yeah.
Here come Andrew again. This dude is calling them out, right? Singh is calling them out. And here come Andrew. I do feel the question is a little aggressive. What? Are you kidding me? No, it's not aggressive enough. You all should have watched their podcast to get a sense of how toxic these men are. So that, because what you all did was you gave them more views. You gave them a larger platform to go on and spread their toxic messages so that more people can become aware of them. They're using you for clicks while lying up there on your podcast, and no one is holding them to account. Yeah, I just want you to see Andrew walk all over his co-host again. Exactly, aggressive how? It's a little aggressive, brown man, how you ask these black men the question. Come on.
Have your cake and eat it too.
I get what I said.
I think it was a little. I think it's a little bit aggressive, the question, but I do understand.
I see where it's coming from.
Yeah.
So we actually have a team that does it for us. So we don't actually deal with the girls. We actually have people that do it for us, that cast the girls to come on the show.
All right, and then we're going to pause right here because I was able to get this clip right here of Anna Quinn Fitness. How many of you know the story of Anna Quinn Fitness? If you do, put up the number 2. If you don't know the story and you want me to cover it, put up the number 3. Because this young lady right here went through hell with Myron and this show. Apparently, he hit her up, according to the messages that she's showing, attempting to get her on his show and trying to pull her into a casting couch. Let me see the numbers that you all are going to show because I want to see if you all know her story, right? Let me see. Okay, so people know their story. If you want me to cover this, okay. So people do want me to cover it. Okay. You know what? We might have to go piece by piece. And go into it, because part of the reason that I don't do these types of videos is because they're very draining on my spirit. I really appreciate the apples. On this one, I deserve every apple that I get because I really went through it going through this footage. I'm telling you, gastrointestinal issues. I had to keep going to the bathroom because of just the low vibration of it. I don't know how many of you out there have those types of issues too, when something grates across your spirit that it just messes up your whole chemistry on the inside. So I was in a bad way yesterday. I had to lay down a few different times. I had to call a man to try to have him save me from this mess. And it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot going through this footage because this is only the black portion of the footage. Once we get into the dating ideas and how these men are attempting to arm men to go out there to use and discard women, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. So thank you all. I appreciate all of the apples that have come in. I appreciate it. So let's talk about Anna Quinn right here. Let's talk about Anna Quinn because her story is so tragic because she actually ended up miscarrying after the drama that like she didn't say any names in the post that she put up. She crossed out all of the names, but Mr. Guilty, Amrou Fudl, decided to go and reveal who she was, had his minions descend upon her page, didn't call them off, and then was spreading, according to what she's saying, all of these lies. And then the stress of it, she ended up miscarrying, which is tragic. And we'll cover it. Her video, we'll cover it. I didn't cover it at the time because I was just like, I didn't know who was this Fresh and Fit. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what was going on. I thought the story was tragic, and I felt at the time that if I gave them shine, that it would give them more publicity. And so I chose not to cover that story, but I'm going to cover it now, especially since you all have asked of it. So here we go. They claim that other people booked their guests. This is what they claim.
So we don't actually deal with the girls. We actually have people that do it for us, that cast the girls to come on the show.
He said, okay, cool, I'm up for that. I'm not going to do anything platonic with you, just being honest. And I thought he was reaching out for a collaboration because we're both well known in the fitness industry. Attractive women are common, high value men are not.
No, it wasn't his damn baby. She doesn't even know this N-word. No, there was another girl who came out and laid with him, blah, blah, blah. She was pregnant from somebody else, and she was looking forward to having the baby. We'll cover it. But now you all are looking for so many ways to try to blame her. You all really need to take a look inside of yourself. I think it's going to be about time for us to have some block parties. I'm trying to tell you about the toxicity. I said we'll cover her story. She didn't lay with him. She didn't even know him. He tried to book her for the show and told her she had to fuck in order to get on the show. That he only brings people on the show that he has relationships with. Then he tried to, or sexual relationships with. Then this is according to the text messages that she's showing, or the Instagram DMs that she's showing. And when she refused, he tried to destroy her esteem by talking about pretty women come a dime a dozen, high value men don't. And that's why she should let him fuck. And these niggas is going out there trying to teach other men how to take advantage of your daughters, how to get into their minds, into the psychology and the minds of girls who are already hurt and broken. And you all are sitting here condoning and excusing this shit, talking about, well, she laid with him. No, she fucking didn't. God damn. That's why this desperado is most likely going around into people's inboxes trying to get pussy because he's lame. Come on. You've seen images of him before he started lifting a weight. You saw the images of him. I'll show you now in case you need to see. I'll show you what he looked like before he started lifting weights. Look at him. You see him. Before he started lifting weights and trying to act like he had a little bit of money, he was a cornball dust bucket hanging around white boys under their clutch with them atop him in the bed. Come on. I'll let you hear her statements again. Please be quiet so you can hear, because it goes by quick. I only took a small little quick clip.
That do it for us, that cast the girls to come on the show.
He said, okay, cool, I'm up for that. I'm not going to do anything platonic with you, just being honest. And I thought he was reaching out for a collaboration because we're both well known in the fitness industry. Attractive women are common, high value men are not.
And then they come and we meet them and then we do the show and everything is live. So there's no, improv or edits or anything like that.
I guess what he's saying.
So we have a team that does it for us.
But you could also like in dating, you could also set a standard for the girls that you want to have on the pod.
You know, there are people who are saying that Fresh and Fit or Fish and Frog, that their minions are in here. Good. There are 1,300 people watching this on YouTube. Boost my numbers. Yeah. Put some money in the black woman's pocket. Send it. Why don't you tell me how you really feel and send it in an Apple? Come on. Yeah. Stay in here. That's fine. Come. That's fine. You see, the difference between me and a lot of people is that I'm in a business. What you say doesn't trouble me. Keep on saying it. Type it. Get all your fingers together and type it. Go tell some more people to come over and type it. Type it from your other comments as well. Because the more comments, the more you boost me in the algorithm. So you may claim that you don't like black women, this, that, and the other, but you stay in our faces, trying to reject people who don't even know anything about you. Come on. Yeah, put that money in my pocket. Keep on commenting. Keep on clicking, sharing, and viewing. Yes. What is that I hear? Hey! All right, it's time to read the apples again. I appreciate all of you who are sending the apples through because this is a difficult broadcast to get through. Delisha sends $2 and says, I'm glad Brittany R. called them out. Lames. Thank you. Yes. 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 And you saw how they acted. They were like scared little church mouses or mice when she called them out. Michelle sends $5 and says, Shaniqua don't even want their busted asses. That's the thing. You know what? I didn't even think about that. They're talking about they don't want a ghetto black chick, but really, what ghetto black chick would even really want one of them? Like, I can't even imagine a girl who was truly ghetto feeling safe in the arms of these two cornballs. So thank you for that. Because I can't even imagine. Jill sends $10 and says, my first cash apple. I love you, Tanya. Well, we love you too, my dear. We love you too. We love you too. I'm going to play a little music in the background. All right. Tony sends $1 and says, Myron sounds the way black men sounds when they are appeasing racists. They are used to this position. Let me tell you, don't underestimate the power of a brown person trying to separate themselves from being black. Delisha sends another $2 and says, oh, wait. I feel like we must have skipped around then. All right. Alicia sends $10 and says, you went in on those fools, Tanya. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Tony says Schulz is getting black men. Wait, is getting black men giving him back his point? Hold on. Wait, typical they would rather fight women they can win. Schulz is getting black men, giving him back his points. I don't understand that. It's kind of maybe. All right. Elle sends $1 and says, what man came to save you? Listen, I needed somebody to save me. I needed to be saved. I did. It was too much. The burden was too heavy. Uche sends $10 and says, appreciation for this video. Thank you, Uche. I appreciate that. Amelia sends $5 and says, white boy is making me boil. It was infuriating. It was infuriating. And then Brienne sends $2 and says, Anna Quinn Fitness had her baby. Just complications. Oh! I'm so happy to hear that. Because in the broadcast, it was saying that she was miscarrying. So I guess she didn't miscarry. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for telling us that. Oh my goodness. Thank you. The universe is abundant, and I'm happy that that little fighter inside of her stayed strong and stayed vigilant and clung to the uterine walls. I'm so happy to hear that this squabble with this miscreant didn't cost her the life of her child. I have to go to her channel to take a look at the baby. Thank you for letting us know. We appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's jump back into this. Let's jump back.
And I guess what you're saying is, like, you're having these girls that act in a way that you don't like. Why continue to have them?
You're going to make money off of them.
Which I think is a reasonable
but then say,
question.
I just don't date these types of girls. But I'll have them on. Let's have some controversy. Let's make some money. Let me eat off of you. Yeah. But I would never date you.
And also, just real quick.
And I think, I think it's kind of foul to say, oh, we don't choose those girls. You're
Phil. I think I've heard this criticism for him before, which is just like he moonlights as this person that's trying to like help people who have mental illness.
Okay, so hold on. You all are in an uproar in the comments because you say that there's a person there that you feel needs to be blocked, but this person is not. I don't see the person's comments breaking any rules. I already put this person in timeout. They have come back, and I just see them responding back to people. You know, I don't really see what's going on. If you know that this person is trying to get under your skin and is trolling, you can block them as well. But for me, if the person is engaging in conversation, that boosts my comment ratios. And so it's not in my best interest to block people who are not truly being, purposefully breaking the rules. They're not calling people names. I don't see the person calling people names. You know, I see them asking questions that you may not. And so Moof says, I'm here to stand up for biracial men. You know, it's like, okay, let the Moof stand up for biracial men. As long as he's not calling people out their name or doing any of that, that's fine. You know? Here, I'll rewind it just a little bit.
Choose those girls. You're
Phil. I think I've heard this criticism for him before, which is just like he moonlights as this person that's trying to like help people who have mental illness and like who have these issues. But at the same time, he's like selling ads off of them and he's kind of like exploiting them, you know? So it's like, I get that he's looked at as heroic. It's like, oh, I'm going to tell this like naughty teenager, she better get her act together in front of her mom. And look, I did the right thing, and the audience claps. But in reality, it's like, you needed that naughty teenager. And you got a producer going, get me a naughty ass teenager so I could curse at him, type of thing. So I can see that
we do. So on Mondays, we have a Money Monday. Wednesdays, we have a Womanizer Wednesdays where we talk about dating. Mondays is where we talk about real estate investing.
This is the part that I decided to add into the clip so that you all can see. Because you remember when the guy was like, you have these women on your show.
Instead of standing.
Hold on. When the guy was like, you have these women on your show.
Come on this podcast, you hit up Andrew. If I didn't want you on, you would.
And they're like, we don't need them to make money, but I want you to hear.
At all.
Okay, here. Remember, Singh was calling them out. Look.
See, that goes to the same question. We don't like black girls, so why are they on the show?
To make money off of them and exploit them.
We don't need them to make money.
We don't need, that's all, folks. We don't need them to make money. I'll play it again for you.
We don't need them to make money.
All right. So he's like, we don't need them to make money, but I want you to hear. I found this, and they didn't pick up on this. Because you know, with me, continuity is a big thing for me. So from the beginning of the podcast till the end, this is how when people call and the continuity is off, I kind of get razzled. But this is where they're lying.
So I can see that
we do. So on Mondays, we have a Money Monday. Wednesdays, we have a Womanizer Wednesdays where we talk about dating. Mondays is where we talk about real estate investing.
So they're talking about the different shows. We have Money Mondays, Womanizer Wednesdays, Fitness Fridays. But listen.
Investing, credit, making money, whatever it may be, entrepreneurship.
You just asking for it.
And then Fitness Fridays, right?
Yeah,
I know.
That's and then Gentleman Wednesdays. And then we also could be anything. How to get a wife Wednesday. And then beat bitches up Wednesday.
And then we also have a Fitness Friday as well.
So I want you, I hate to keep stopping it, but I just need you to just pay attention to Schulz. Look at his body language, right? As you see, these two men are still scrunched in their little corner, but look at him, man spreading. His arms are spread way out. He's taking up as much room as he can. And he is showing he's the alpha of this podcast. All right, so now I just saw somebody attempting to curse out this person. You're going to get yourself in trouble trying to curse out a troll because look, I know. Let's continue going forward. Listen to the lie. So they're talking about the different shows that they have, but look.
Bitches up Wednesday.
And then we also have a Fitness Friday as well. So like we do a lot of, the stuff that goes viral obviously is the nighttime shows with the girls, Fresh and Fit After Hours.
I think the audience kind of like dictates.
Listen, the stuff that goes viral is the stuff with the girls. Listen, they say that they don't need the girls, but the stuff that goes viral is the stuff with the girls. People are not watching their other content. People are watching the content with the girls. They're watching the stuff to see the girls, to see pretty girls on there, to see girls get disrespected, to see girls act the fool, to see girls get kicked off, to see black women disrespected. Listen, they tell on themselves. First they said they don't need them for money, but listen.
And then beat bitches up Wednesday.
And then we also have a Fitness Friday as well. So like we do a lot of, the stuff that goes viral obviously is the nighttime shows with the girls, Fresh and Fit After Hours.
I think the audience kind of like dictates because we put out the content and they don't watch that as much per se.
The audience dictates because we put out other content, but they don't watch that as much. It's right there. I'll rewind it.
Content, and they don't watch that as much per se. They watch the late night shows with girls.
Another thing too is that
They don't watch the other stuff. They watch they from their own mouths. Yet you're going to claim as if you don't need them to make money. You do, because those are the things that go viral. People were not paying attention to your platform before you brought the girls on. Scantily clad girls coming there to get embarrassed, and so that you can use your denigrating tactics on them.
You put out the content, and they don't watch that as much per se. They watch the late night shows with girls.
The other thing too is that like, so we'll do the nighttime show, right? And that'll like get a lot of clicks because they'll be like, oh wow, this is good stuff. And then a lot of them will say, oh wait, they make other content, and then the value. So they might come for the girls, but stay for the content. And if
What did they say? First, they say they don't need the girls to make money. Then they say people come for the girls, and then they might stay for the other content. I mean, I'm glad we're at the end of this.
for the content, and if we get them like that, awesome, because now they
all right here
might come for the girls, but stay for the content. And if we get them like that, awesome, because now they.
It's a message to Myron, and the reason why I'm not just sending this to him is because I realize that he lies a lot, and
don't your preferences.
Yeah, we made it through. He lies a lot. And we can tell from just even looking at this clip that these guys are something else. I'm not opening up phone lines today. We'll open up phone lines when we do the longer video, and we're also going to do Anna Quinn. And it looks like, let's see. Let's get these last apples here. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. All right. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Right? All right. Angela sends $50 and says, ignorance is bliss. Love you, Tanya. Love you too, Angela. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. So I want to hear your thoughts. Let me see what you all have to say. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. We're going to read the last few apples that come in, but I want to hear your thoughts. What are the self-love lesson? I want you all to go ahead and put SLL and put the self-love lesson that you learned from this video here. 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 A, 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 A. You may say that whoever is whatever, but you're still over here giving me your clicks and views, so go ahead. A, 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 A. Come on. I want to see SLL. What are the self-love lessons that you see? A, 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 A. They come for the girls, of course. A, 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 A. What's the self-love lesson? Don't entertain trash. Continue to be me and love myself. Black women, stop. Oh. Whoever, come on. A, 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 A. All right. So listen, come. What's the self-love lessons that you all see? I want to see. Love yourself always. Okay. A, 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 A. All right. Keep your options open. A, 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 A. Continue to love ourselves. Don't march when the pro catch fruitcake and fruitcake chokehold. What? Incels are truly pathetic. Don't engage in low vibrational dusty entertainment. Have respect for yourself. Go where you're appreciated. Yeah. Come on. What's the self-love lesson? Come on, let's see it. Know yourself and don't be fooled by the okie doke. Black women, stop allowing black men to embarrass you anymore, please. Somebody says Myron makes $300K a year. That's it? Child, please. And I'd like to see those tax returns, but still, even that, come on, 300K? Stop going on male podcasts. Hey, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. These incels are losing all over social media. Yup, learn history. Hey, run from these types. Yes. Come on, what's the self-love lesson? Low tolerance for BS. More importantly, when it comes to men, I'ma grind to the music, but not on a dusty. Come on, grind. Hey. Narcissists cannot be saved. All right. What's the self-love lessons that you all see? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was about to get into it. All right, stop going to these men podcasts. Black women need to piss off. What's the self-love lesson? Okay. All right. So listen, I appreciate each one of you coming out. Go out there and love one another. Allegedly, Sarah says, yeah. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is the self-love lesson that I take away from all of this is really hold your value within yourself. Do not go looking to other people for your value, because you will always come up short when you start looking for the value that other people will assign on you, because there are people out there who are teaching new and more profound ways of attempting to denigrate women, the less fortunate or whatever, that there are a lot of devils out there who are behaving all Harry-Carrollly, looking for holes inside of your self-esteem, looking for holes in your confidence, and just continuing to wreak havoc out there. This is why you have to be firmly rooted in who it is that you are, how it is that you choose to show up, and how it is that you choose to show up in life, because these men are out there equipping men to go out there with manipulative tactics to try to trick you out of your body, out of your whatever the case may be, right? Out of your intimacy, out of your time. Meanwhile, they're not marrying. They're over here talking about they don't prefer black women. Well, from what it is that you're doing with your penis out there, we're glad that you don't. Meanwhile, black women are not worried about them. What black woman was talking about them? What black woman was talking about them? Show me the DMs, please. Show me the DMs of all these alleged black women who are trying to run them down. All of the quote unquote Shaniquas. Just show me. Who would feel safe next to one of them? Who would feel safe? And then the guy on the right, we'll talk more about that. I see that we need to do a lot more podcasts about this, especially since their minions come in and give me views and clicks. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said 300K is not going to keep them from being a hashtag. No, because we see millionaire football players getting choked down to the ground. Follow the money. Who's paying these two? That's a good question. That's a really good question. All right. So listen, go out there. I will see you all in the next podcast. I appreciate, or in the next broadcast. I keep saying podcast because I've been watching all these podcasts trying to get this together. I was going to come back out and do another video tonight, but honestly, it's 9 p.m. I need to just kind of just rest myself, honestly. We'll come out tomorrow and we'll dissect the longer video, and we'll do a lot more videos on these. We're almost done with shipping, so look for that. I know Shaniqua ain't got no time for them. I would love to see, come on, Shaniqua's not interested. So they're going out of their way to try to reject women who are not even interested in them. That's the crazy part about it, because if They were raised in the neighborhoods that most immigrants are able to afford coming over here. That's probably why they have animosity towards the girls who wouldn't give them no play. Come on. You eat what you can hunt. You heard the man say it. All right, so listen, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. Thank you all for the apples. This was, I'm glad that we did this broadcast, even though it took a lot out of me. I'm glad that we were able to do these lessons and that you all got the self-love lessons from it. I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Hey, just being Lila got her earrings. Wonderful. Send me a photo on Instagram. All right. See you all later. Oh, Bree got her earrings too. I'm so happy. Yay. Take your pictures. This video is sponsored by my 18-karat gold-plated bamboo earrings. I forgot to even talk about any of my sponsors. That's how caught up I was during this video. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.